Alright, hello, welcome back. My name is Morty. This is Mildly Gunpla, and today we are building the Buster Gundam. Now, this is a 2012 kit, so it is a slightly older kit in comparison to, say, the RM or even the Perfect Grade Perfect Strike, or even the two new high grades from Gundam Seed, the Wyndham and the Infinite Justice. But in order to continue my incessant need to collect all of the Seed Gundams, this is another one on that step. I do have the Aegis, and I've got another Astray that still needs to be built. I still need to get the Blitz. I need to get the... yeah, there's a bunch. There's a bunch that I still need to get. I'm currently eyeing up a high-grade Meteor unit, but again, moving that aside, and moving on to this, let's open this bad boy up. Come on. Aha. Chuck that away. So, as we dig in here, we've obviously got the reddish orange, well, like the tan orange kind of, what is that, terracotta. A slightly off-white colour as well for a lot of the armour. And then you've got the green as well. So he does have these shades, so it is a fairly anime accurate kind of colour. Going deeper into here, as we're going through, these are all ABS parts. These are normal plastic parts. Is this? Oh no, there it is. Yeah, so it's in one of the first packs. It's buried in the middle here. So this is a polycap sheet in here, quite a large one actually. It's a little bit bigger than this J runner here in pure up and down length, but it's only like that. And then a section over here in case you can't see it too well through the plastic. And then we've got a few more runners in here, so a fairly decent number, 6 packets I think, maybe 7 packets in total, with 2, maybe 3 runners per packet. And then it's an actual booklet with some stills from, like, CG stills kind of from the show, but not really. That's weird. But yeah, I'm a big fan of the Buster Gundam in the show. And I think Diaka is quite an interesting character. He's super laid back and kind of the lady killer thing, but it never works out for him very well. And he's got a couple of really interesting little arcs, being one of the first characters from the Zeon? No, not Zeon. Why can't I think of it? Zaft. There we go, from the Zaft forces to kind of fight for the Archangel forces. Not the Earth forces, the Archangel forces. So his time in the brig and meeting Marialia and stuff like that. It's quite an interesting little character arc that he goes through, which is, I quite enjoy it. Lots of teen melodrama in Gundam Seed, which is probably why I eat it up like a sucker. But anyway, enough about me and my weird tastes in Gundam shows. Let's jump into the build and we'll see you on the other side for my thoughts. All right, and there you have it, the Buster Gundam, the X103 Buster Gundam, I believe. It's in the title down below. But there you have it, the Buster Gundam in all of its rather spectacular glory. Now, like I did point out at the start of this video, the colour of this white, lighter armour, it looked, when it was on the runner and under the lights, it looked like it was an off-white, but it's actually more of like a really light creamy tan, which is a really interesting colour to go with. Now, I'm a big fan of this kit as a whole. Lots of really cool little parts went into it. You've got little gimmicks up in the shoulder here for the missile pods, which is pretty cool. Which I've never been a big fan of shoulder gimmicks because they tend to just make it what's normally a really simple assembly a lot harder. Now you do also have these weapons which are kind of locked into place using a couple of little kind of soft connection points on the backpack here. There's a ball joint thing in here, and it's got a little tag that sticks out into part of the weapon that locks it into place, and then it's also connected on an arm that has articulation to the waist, like to the side skirts, which is super cool. And I quite enjoyed like putting that together and discovering that. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. Now I'm not going to put them into an action pose because I quite like leaving them in like these really generic kind of standing poses. They just seem more army-like if there are just a whole bunch of these things just kind of standing. Yeah, I have a weird aesthetic, but I really enjoy this kit. It's a solid build. Like, there is hardly any movement. Like, the only reason there's movement there is because I'm shaking it by its knee, and it's really solid. So it actually reminds me quite a bit of the Dual Gundam. When I built that a little while ago, it reminds me a lot of that. There's a little bit of detail on the armors, but not a huge amount, not like RM level, like the remaster level of the Strike. But it's better than, say, the Strike with IWSP or even the Strike Rouge that I've got. Both of those are really basic in their detail, whereas this has some detail work in the armor. You can kind of make out in the sides here a little bit on the arms. There's definitely a lot more detail in amongst the chest and stuff like that. It's not just flat matte plastic, which is quite nice, but there is still not as much detail as you might find in a real grade or even a more modern master grade. So it's a little bit on the lower side, but I don't know if there's enough wrong with this kit to justify like a version 2, which is saying a lot. It is saying a lot about this kit and how really good it is in that it doesn't require a remaster or a version 2 or a re-release with new technology, because despite it using polycaps in a good chunk of its build, it's a really solid construction, which is almost physically painful for me to say, if I'm honest. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I would like to see the whole Seed line like redone with the same technology that they used for the Gunnezaku Warrior, because oh boy do I love that kit and how it builds, because I can build that thing in like 2 hours flat, whereas this still takes me like 4. So it's yeah, but anyway, enough about me fanboying over that. This kit here is easily a master tier, master grade. It is very much a very fun kit. It's still a low master tier. It's not like Excelsior, you need to have this kit. It's not a must have. Unless you're a big Seed fan like me, then you should probably have this kit in your collection just to round it out, and you will not regret the purchase. Building this actually makes me really want to build the Aegis, so I think I might be doing that next week, because this one is really cool, and I hope the Aegis lives up to it. But anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Rambling though they always are. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff down below. This is number 8 and counting. We've got 7 more weeks to go until the end of the year. December 31st is a Thursday this year, so last day of the year will be my last kit time-lapse build for a while. So we're building up to that. Not quite sure what kit it's going to be yet. I've got a couple of ideas though, so stay tuned for that, and we will see you next week.